Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Ask the Wizard streaming live.
Who's talking? You or me? I guess like Rusty's talking. You say something I love me. Here we go. I guess when Einstein, or was Einstein or not, whoever invented calculus could teach us about manifesting excellence. It's a mathematical equation, A plus B equals C, but we'll expand on that, and it makes a lot of sense. Starting the 5-minute timer now. See you in 5. Hey, Jesse, how you doing? Hey everyone, how's it going? Russ here, Ask the Wizard, streaming live almost daily. What day is it? It's Monday. How was your weekend? What am I doing? Oh, redesigning the rustletoe.com website again. I enjoy redesigning them. The proverbial journey as much as the destination, as they would say. I enjoy designing them and changing them up as much as I enjoy the end product kind of thing. Yeah, that's it. How's it going?
Well, I'm doing pretty darn good, and my mic is low again, isn't it? Hold on, folks. Let's try this. Okay, there we go. I'm doing well, and I'm the producer. I'm supposed to know this stuff. So what's the topic today? Well, here's a topic. I guess we're dealing with math today. And the formula that Russ is going to start with is A plus B equals C. Now, I know that we've talked in the past, and Russ has explained or shared how much he enjoyed, actually, in his grade 12 year of high school, which was a while ago. The only class he had was calculus. And he really, really loved calculus because you had just all these different parameters, but really no equations or no formulas, and you kind of had to figure out those to come out with the solution or the path forward. And it sounds like he's applying that. I think it's simpler, so it's okay, guys. He is applying that to the topic for today. All right, back to you, Russ.
Cool. Well, kind of, actually. So, yeah, without further ado, let's head over to Mr. Flipchart. Okay, here's Mr. Flipchart. I'm just going to adjust this a wee bit. So here we see A plus B equals C. Now, it's okay. We're not going to get too crazy into the math here. So we'll be
good. Well, thank goodness. Because math, that's not my thing. Okay, all right.
Okay, yeah, it's okay, Rusty. We'll be all right. Hold on. Okay, A plus B equals C. So let's put some numbers to this. 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's true, right? Okay. Let's go 1 times 4 equals 4. Let's go 16 divided by 4 equals 4, right? And you kind of get where I'm going with this, right? 1 plus 6 equals 4. Now, looking at these examples, what's the constant? Well, of course, the constant is the C, or the results, right? Everything, I like to say, everything on the right-hand side of the equal sign. Where are all the variables? Well, of course, they're here. And you guys know that we could have really an infinite number of variables here that will all result, that can result to the same outcome. Okay, so equal sign. Right-hand side of the equal sign is constant. In this case here, I picked the number 4. Left-hand side of the equal sign is where there's infinite number of variables, computations, all that crazy stuff. All right, so let's get back to this. I'm going to erase some of these numbers because you kind of know what I'm talking about here. So let's get rid of this. Like this. I'll just leave that one for fun. Those we don't care about. And that. All right. Now, when we're manifesting using this understanding and this formula, the C is the desire. So the C is the desire or the outcome, right? The end result. Remember, we had all these crazy things over here, but they all came out to the same thing here. So the C portion of this equation is your desire. Or another way you could call it is this is the what, right? It's the what do you want, right? That end result. This here is the how, the when, the who, Well, we could even put the what in this case. This is the mechanics. Whoa, and I can't spell. This is the mechanics of how you're going to get to 4. All right, does that make sense? Right? So the C is what's your desire. And in a 5-step process, what's the 5-step process?
The 5-step process is, step 1 is creating your perfect desire. So I guess in this case, that would be the C. Step 2 is living your desire on the inside. Step 3 is taking inspired action. And I think that that's probably going to have something to do with everything that you're showing on the left-hand side of the equal sign. What am I at? 4 is inspired action, and 5 is celebrating your victories.
Exactly. This is the mechanics. And as we've talked about with these, there's an infinite number of parts and pieces and computations and synchronicities and coincidences, all sorts of resources and players over here that really have an infinite variety and even diversity. But, we don't care so much about this, do we? Whether it's 2 plus 2 or 1 times 4 or 16 divided by 4, everything I said. Because what do we care about? We care about the end result, right? Okay, so we're going to cover something else with this. Tell you, understanding this, I received this formula a long time ago. It's in close to the first edition of the Manifesting Home Study. Get rid of this. Okay. Now, the C is kind of we've talked about. That's your responsibility. I tell you, I couldn't spell responsibility. I don't know if that's right, but we're going with it. Anyhow, it's your responsibility, right? The C, your desire, crafting that, right? Step 1 is creating your perfect desire, what that is, what that looks like, end result. This side is none of your business. This is your responsibility. This is none of your business. Who looks after this side? Pick your label. I call it the creative flow. It's one of the labels I use. You could call it the universe. You could call it higher self, whatever, right? It's that process. It's that flow. I really like the word flow. That actually it manages, calls on all the resources and manages all the complexities that will end up resulting in the same thing. You see, this is where we trip ourselves up so often, is we get over to the left-hand side of the equal sign trying to figure out how it's supposed to happen, right? Now, in many ways, if you've when you have crafted your perfect desire, you won't have a clue. Or you sure won't have a detailed understanding of everything on the left-hand side of the equal sign that's going to somehow make that happen. Which, in a way, one of the sections in the Manifesting Manual, right, this guy, is choosing a desire that we have no clue how you can make it happen. Because what it does is it really sorry guys, muted. Helps you stay out of here, right? The best thing we can do, our job, everything on the right-hand side of the equal sign. What do you desire? What do you want? Feeling that, right? Step 2, feeling that on the inside. Everything on the left-hand side of the equal sign where there's infinite variability and all that crazy stuff is none of your business. Now, how can you tell when you there's sometimes you will, but often it's just so slippery and you can just kind of slide from one side to the other. I'll get rid of some of this again. Of course, as you know, this is simulcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Then I download, upload. Yeah, that'll work. That one doesn't want to go away. I download and upload the whole episode, video and audio, of course, as well on Spotify. So how do you know when you've kind of slipped from one side to the other? So what we're looking for on this side, as we've talked about in some of the other videos, is you're looking for this. Relief, right? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that clarity in your mind. You're just playing over step 2, right? Living your desire on the inside. You're playing that over in your mind, and it just feels good, right? Oh, it feels good. Yum, yum. The yum, yum factor, I like to call it, right? Just feels good. Now, here's often what happens is, as I've said, you start here, and then you kind of move over into here, right? So what happens is you're visualizing the end result, and then what happens is your mind, see, because your mind is designed to figure shit out, which is handy. It's just not necessarily a tool you need to use all the time, and definitely in this case, because what your mind is doing is trying to solve the problem, right? It goes, okay, this, here you are, your mind, right? Because you're not your mind, right? It's tools, machinery that you work with. You have decided you want to be here, and your mind says, okay, my owner, right, has decided he wants to be here, so I need to figure out how to make that happen. Now, how can you tell when your logic has kicked in? How can you tell when you start to, as I've said here, or drawn here, go from here to here? Well, guess what? This goes away. I'm going to put this another way. That'll work really well here. Give you some words that fit on both sides. Here, your body's relaxed. Here, there is tension. Here, there is clarity. Here, there is confusion. There you go. Here, oh, feels good. You're playing out the image. End result feels really good. Oh, yeah. Yum, yum, yeah. Then your logic starts to kick in. Little buggers. Your logic starts to kick in, and you kind of start to move from here to here. As this is happening, this is what you'll start to feel. Not so much this. You'll start to feel more of this. Okay, so here you go. You're sitting there. You're just visualizing, right? Feeling it, feels really good. End result, feels really good. And then your logic will start to go, and it can happen this way, and then we can do this, and we can do this, and here's the next step we do, and we can do this. And you start to feel some of that sort of relaxed, a little bit of tension. And here, you'll notice that clarity starts to go into confusion. And often you'll notice that before you become aware of all the mechanics happening. You'll notice it as it's moving. You'll notice it as it's moving right here, as it's moving across. And the sooner you can catch tension in your body, confusion in your thinking, the easier it is to kind of bring it back over to here. Right? And that's the whole thing. What was I doing? Something, maybe a blog post as I was redesigning the website or something like that. And I talked about, what did I talk about? Yes, I talked about dynamic balancing. So not balance as a noun, balancing as in a verb. So you're consistently and constantly just correcting a little bit, correcting. It's not that you're constantly going to stay on that right-hand side of the equal sign and go, oh, this is the most amazing thing ever, right? But you're going to catch yourself. And now here's the thing, and this is why it's always about managing. Everything's a verb. Nothing is a noun. Everything is a verb. And so as Rusty said, with inspired action, inspired action, that's one of these guys. Whoops, I'm erasing things. That's one of these guys. But the difference is you come from a place of here, and this, let's say this is an action. This is a step that you're going to do. This will come find you here as opposed to you going over there. I've done videos on, I title them, Are You Inspired or Just Confused? And some ways to measure whether you're taking that action from a place of clarity, relaxation, or whether you're kind of mucked up in the mechanics of it when you shouldn't be there. But just kind of the quick notes is, when that thought comes to you, when this coincidence, when this synchronicity happens, you will still stay in that clarity and that relaxed body. It won't be, this stress and doing this. There won't be an ultimatum to it. There won't be rushing. There won't be, oh God, if I don't do this, it's not going to work. Right? You'll still be in that. Doesn't mean you won't have what I call pucker times. Oh boy, here we go. Right? But you're coming from that place of, not the place of, I'm going to make this happen. Right? Now, the last piece to this. What do you do when you screw up? So here you are. We'll just leave that like that. Here you are, and your logic, dirty dog, the logic has drug you over to here, and you do something, you muck it up, or there's something that happens over here, and you go, oh, well, crap. Right? That wasn't what was supposed to happen. Maybe you made a mistake. Anything like that. And now you feel tension in your body. Like, well, shit, that didn't work. That's only going to cause you issues until you let go of it. Here's what happens. You take this step. Maybe it was rushing. Maybe it was whatever it is. And it happens and you don't feel this, right? Well, of course I don't feel this because I got over here. I'm feeling all sorts of this. Okay, fine. What are we going to do? Well, all is not lost because you can hold on to that, right? You can hold on to that mistake, if we'll call it that for lack of a better word, or you can let go of it. You can let go of the judgment. You can let go of the condemnation. You can let go of the whatever you're doing with yourself and to yourself. You can let go of that and send it over to the left-hand side of the equal sign. You see, a mistake, I'll use that word, can only cause you trouble, I'll use that word, as long as you hold on to it. But if you let go of it, then what happens is when you let go of it, now, so here we have an error. I'll just use that for whatever reason. It's over here, and you feel like, oh man, But what you can do is you can let go of that and pass it over to this side of the equal sign. Now this is huge. And you go, well, what difference does that make? Remember, this side of the equal sign, there's an infinite number of computations that can happen that will produce the same result. So when we surrender that, when we let go of that, when we let go of something in the past, when we let go of whatever, it goes over to the left-hand side of the equal sign, and somehow, somewhere, the creative flow, the label I use, takes that and includes it in the calculations so that somehow you still end up with the outcome of 4. So when you screw up, and we all do, surrender it. Let go of it. Let go of the judgment. Let go of the condemnation, all them words. Send it back across. Surrender it to source, however you want to phrase that. Let go of it. And then it goes back over in the left-hand side of the equal sign where it can be multiplied, divided, and, I'm just using these mathematical terms. See, now it's not a mistake anymore. It's just an adjustment that the term I use, creative flow, uses in its calculations here that will still end up with the same outcome, which is your desire. It's what you're looking for. What do you think, Russ?
That was really, really cool. I really like the part where you talked about when we screw up, how we could either hold on to it and it doesn't serve us at all, or we can let go of it. And then it's not really so much a mistake anymore, I guess. It's just a kind of a course correction that takes place on the left-hand side of the equal sign, which, as you said, is none of our business. I like that.
Yeah, isn't that true? See, it's never over. It's never over. Yeah, we take detours and we hit the ditch and sometimes we hit the tree and all that kind of stuff. But if you just keep going, let go of it and keep going, right? Let go of it and keep going. Learn, let go of it and keep going. There's such amazing power on that left-hand side of the equal sign to look after all the mechanics. Your job, choose your desire, live your desire on the inside, protect that desire, defend that desire, reclarify that desire. That's your job. Just stay with it and allow the creative flow to do what it needs to do, what it knows how to do, what it's extremely good at doing. And that's the mechanics of how you're going to get from where you are to where you want to be. Just that simple. Simple doesn't mean easy. All right, guys. Share. We're all in this together. See you on the web.